welcome to Texas Podcast. Thank you for all the day ones, all the new subscribers, likes, comments, feedback. Thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. How's everybody out there doing, man? It feels like I'm getting sick. Alright, the weather's dropping and uh, having an 8-year-old going to school brings back a lot of germs and bacteria from school and stuff. So just wanted to just jump on here, see what's going on for a little bit before the game starts. Probably rant and rave. What's going on, Breckford Wall? Probably just rant and rave of what's going on. Man, I looked into some of that Israel stuff, man, and I was under the impression that they were Christians, but they're not really Christians, man. Right? They're Judaism. So now I'm more confused as to why America still wants to defend. If America was founded on, let's say, the forefathers founded America, United States of America, based off the Bible, the Holy Bible. That's what the America was founded off, the Holy Bible, right? So if as America is based off Christianity, and the Jews or the people from Israel, they believe in Judaism, which their Messiah is basically the Christians' Antichrist. So I'm confused. You know what I mean? I'm still learning and reading, man. But it's kind of confusing because you're like, yeah, they practice Judaism, right? And they don't practice the Christianity, right? So it's like, why is America over there fighting, helping these guys fight if they're not even on from like basically the same religion? At first I was under the impression that Israel and America were, the same religion, Christianity. I was under the impression, man, I was confused, right? But then the more I read, and it's kind of confusing, but you got to be able to interpret it yourself. History's the same, man. History's in black and white. It's just the only thing difference is the way me or anybody else interprets it. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. We all have different opinions. It's like with the Mark Morris situation, man. You know, uh, Everybody has their own opinion based off of that. But history, it's already written, and you can't go back and rewrite it. You can just interpret it any kind of way it is. Yeah, man, I agree, man, and 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 the more you read into it, man, Iran, which is basically uh, Persia, uh, the Persian king Cyrus is the one that you know freed the Jews and financed the Jews for their first temple. So it's a lot of, man, that history is a lot of interesting stuff, man. I like history, right? You really, but then once you get into history, man, the Bible gets into play and science gets into play. Oh man, I've been chilling, bro. I've been chilling, man. Ain't no point of me. How can I say, man? I just been living life, man. Right? I'm not. I come on YouTube when I feel like it, or when I have time. Uh, there's no. I don't have an agenda. I don't have a motive. I don't. I'm just doing me, man. Right? There's. I have a lot more to offer, man, and dialogue with people than just Mark Moore, man. Right? Mark Moore. There's more to life than just Mark Moore, man. Right? That's why I stopped doing videos. I I stopped because I wanted to stop. Right? I, I decided to stop. Right? And it's too much negativity, man. Right? It's consuming you with negativity. I've already had a lot of negativity all my life, man. I grew up in nothing but negativity. Right? I grew up my adolescence in in trouble. It is played out, man. Right? That Mark Moore to me, it's played out, man. Right? There's no, how can I say, it's like beating a dead horse, man. Right? Yeah, people would tell me, man, you're beating a dead horse. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. But sometimes it takes your own self, man. Your own self has to make that call, right? Your own self, you'd be like, all right, man, that's enough of that shit. I'm through with it. And I've made my own call, man, and said, man, that's enough. What I'm not getting nothing out of it, right? I'm not I'm not getting nothing out of it, right? If people want to see Mark Moore for what he is, that's it, man. Right? I've brought a lot of facts to the table, and if I led you to the water. If you really want to know if it's spring water or shit water, well, you reach out to the sources I provided you, man, and then you can go from there, right? So me talking over this dude over and over, it's just uh, it's bad, man. Right? I'm trying to get right with God myself, man, and I'm trying to stop being a hateful person, right? Yeah, I can forgive, but it's hard to forget, man. So do everyone knows yet? As far as knowing what, broski? Yeah, that's it, man. And then to realize, uh, homosexuality, man, in itself, it's a sin, right? And for us to just be talking about it over and over and over and over, I made that mistake, man. Right? It's bad. It's bad for your spirit. It's bad for your soul. It's bad for your mind. It's just bad, man. Right? I guess uh, if the truth, let the truth be told by the victim himself, right? If them dudes don't want nothing to do about it, and they want to let, how can I say, uh, lay all dogs to rest, then who the fuck am I, right? Who the fuck am I to make these guys? If they've already told it to me, I'm happy with that, man. I'm happy with knowing the truth, right? But for me to be expecting these guys to get on fucking social media and explain to what they went through 30 something years ago, man, that's kind of cruel, man, right? So on either kind of level you want to look at it, man, from different angles, uh, it's wrong, and it's played itself out, man. Right? I got fucking what going on 2 3 years with this shit, right? It's played out, man. Right? It's yeah, he does, bro. He's right. You right about that, Maxine. Mannix, right? We are gonna have to answer to our God one day, man. Right? And the closer we get, man, my health, and I know Mark's health is, Mark's on dialysis, man. Right? That man goes to dialysis. I don't know how many times he go to dialysis, man. I don't know if he's weekly yet, daily. Some people go to dialysis daily, weekly, monthly, depending on your condition. I don't know how many times he goes to dialysis per week or month or right? For once you on dialysis, man, there's not too much longer, right? That's just the reality of life, man. Right? Once you get on dialysis, man, it's just a matter of time, you know? So if you know that it's a matter of time, man, you get right with God, man. Fuck everybody else. Fuck social media. I want to get right with the dude I'm gonna be up there with. Like I said, man, I didn't see no light. I didn't see no light. I didn't see no bright light. I didn't see no tunnel. I didn't see no fucking. But that's a good thing, right? And a bad thing. But the good thing is that I didn't see no fucking burning fire or any kind of fucking hell type of. Right? I just got to stay on Earth. But fuck, who the fuck wants to stay on Earth as a fucking ghost, man? So it's not about continuing to expose Mark, right? Mark done exposed himself, right? By him doing that documentary, he self-confessed, right? And in any kind of fucking courtroom, kangaroo courtroom, YouTube courtroom, uh, state courtroom, any kind of self-confession tape, man, you done hung yourself, man. You done railroad your own self. So by him having that confession tape, man, what else do people want? Right? That's history, man. So it's up to people to interpret it any kind of way they want to interpret. If people want to see Mark as a jolly good handicapped guy, crippled, well then let them people see Mark as a good guy. Right? If people want to see Mark as the deviant, sexual deviant monster, well let them people look at him, right? It's not my job or place to be fucking gathering a lynch mob and going after people. Right? I guess I made that mistake, man. I guess my opinion went my opinion went further than just my opinion. Right? It went based on trying to convict somebody or trying to pass judgment. It is what it is, right? Uh, I can hold myself to my own mistakes, man. Right? But also I can also admit that it was my pride, right? My like trying to get the final say, right? And sometimes in trying to get the final say, you compromise stuff, man. Right? You compromise your dignity, your morals. You start bickering and arguing. But I learned a lot of stuff, man. This YouTube has helped me become mentally strong. Not mentally, man, but spiritually, man. Because when you can't touch the unseen, you gotta pray on it, man. Right? That's the only thing that's gonna make you feel better. Is praying to your God, whatever it is. Right? When I pray to Jesus Christ, when I can't, when it's not in my realm, when it's not physically, I pray to God, man, and He's the only one that helps me out. What's going on, Bad News Bear? So, in a way, how much more can I say about Mark more than he hasn't said about himself? Right? It's better for him just to, deal with his actions. Right? He's the one that's going to have to hope. It is what it is, man. Right? I'm mad enough to realize my mistakes. I'm not God or anybody superior. For anybody to be giving me any kind of explanations, man. Right? Uh, and I think But do I still feel about Mark? Yeah, my opinion and the way I feel about Mark is never gonna change, man. Right? The only way I can ever respect Mark is if the man, I could care less, man. If the man would just say, look, man, fuck y'all motherfuckers, I did it. What about it? You don't even gotta give no deep detail and explanation, man. Right? Just tell everybody, fuck it. What are you gonna do? I said it, I did it. What about it? Move on. Move on. That's it. But the more you continue to be in denial and denial and denial, one day is going to be me. The next day is going to be somebody else. The next day is going to be somebody else. I be commenting on YouTube, right? I know I'm not an educated person. My grammar is not the best, right? When I comment or I reply in comments, I don't have the best grammar. So I know I'm lacking in educational skills. The truth doesn't hurt me. Right? When people say, oh, you're an uneducated person, well, fuck, I know I'm uneducated. You don't have to tell me. It doesn't bother me. The truth doesn't hurt me. Right? The lies is what bothers me. But not the truth. Right? And until Mark Moore realizes that, man, he's always going to be the punchline. Everywhere he goes, he's always going to be the punchline. Right? Nobody's going to respect him for who he is. He's always going to be that punchline. That documentary guy. And if he wants to, leave that earth, leaving that type of footprint on the world, then that's him, man. Right? But he still has time, man. Right? To actually speak louder, man. Right? He can be an advocate, man. Right? And just by being an advocate for something, Mitch, but he chooses not to, man. He chooses to worry about what people think about him. The first time getting on social media and having my conflict, right? Because when you're new to something, man, you're gonna have your ups and downs, right? You're gonna have your conflicts, and there's a lot of content creators that are gonna tell you, "Oh, I'm not gonna go through that," right? I'm not gonna go through that back and forth, right? I learned my mistakes from the first time, right? And I don't plan to go back and forth with anybody, man. So that's why people drop the comments, they just get ignored. Because apparently they're still over here paying me mine, right? They're still over here. I don't watch anybody's lives, anybody's videos. I don't comment. I don't create troll accounts to go trolling. I don't, man. I just ignore y'all. Right? I pay you no mind. Right? I pay you no mind. I got bigger fish to fry, man, than to argue with in troll accounts or deadbeats, right? I don't got time. I wasted enough time going back and forth, trying to prove my point. Right? How you say I got lost in the sauce, man, trying to prove my point. And it wasn't even my point to be proven, right? I'm not the fucking victim. I'm not Brad Lucas. It's not for me to do a mic drop and do a period, right? I was trying hard to prove my point, right? At any cost. So I probably came off like a fucking degenerate fucking lunatic, man. Right? But I'm just resilient, man. Right? I'm just, I put my mind to a task, and uh, until I feel it's been completed, or I'm happy with the progress, I leave it alone, man. Right? But that's most of the time. That's I leave it up to myself, my inner thoughts, my soul, right? To make the judgment call, to make it say, hey, leave it alone, man. You don't prove your point, right? Whatever point you were trying to prove, you're proving it, right? Maybe you didn't get, uh, how can I say, the war, right? Maybe you didn't get all the, how can I say, spoils of war, right? But you proved your point, the point that you can prove, right? Now, to solidify that, that's going to be up to Brad Lucas and them, right? If they ever decide to make it publicly, right? Leave it up to them to prove the point. So that's why, uh, if people want to make content about Mark Moore and it's not serious, I was trying to make expose that, and I was like, man, look, let that dude fuck it. If that dude wants to be a fucking idiot or a locale of YouTube where people make fun of him for his actions and what he's done, well, then let him continue being on social media. All right, that's if that's what he wants, that's what he's gonna get. All right, because I just seen him on another channel, man. I know I'm pretty sure y'all seen that channel. There's a prison channel that's a prison channel that talks about prison. I don't know if it's AI, but it got about 40,000 subscribers, and it shows Alabama prison, and it shows all the clippings put into one. And in these last past couple of videos have been that documentary turned out. And when you look at this guy's views, this guy's getting views about 300,000, 400,000 views per video, right? And the first 10 minutes is that documentary of all these videos. Go check it. I should have got the name of it, man, but I'm pretty sure y'all seen it, right? This guy's getting 300, 400,000 views off that documentary, off of Mark Moore. All right, so it's not going to be me. There's going to be somebody else that's going to want to continue and but now that I'm seeing it from different perspectives, right? Mark is a treasure trove, man. Mark, you can make so much content off of Mark, man. Right? It doesn't have to be the exposing, just laughing at the shit he does. Right? His day-to-day activities, right? Interaction with his customers at the gas station. That dude's an odd looking figure, man. Right? To some, he might even be looking intimidated. Right? You got this black bald man, one arm. Right? They walk into the store, he's talking on the phone, looking at the phone, screaming at it. People can just go visit the store and get his reaction. Mark Moore is so much content of that guy can do, and I realize that, man. So that's why I'm like, man, let people have fun with the dude, man. If that dude wants to be made a mockery, let him be made a mockery, right? There's no point of me continuing talking about the same shit, man. Because in reality, it's the same shit over and over, bro. Right? Then it starts getting into the the freakiness of it. What was he doing? Right? Oh shit, he was eating dirty Snickers. It's bad for the soul, man. Right? People don't want to be talking. I don't want to be talking about homosexual, bisexual behavior. Right? I've had enough, man. Right? I'm not gonna delete none of the videos. If you're curious about it, all my videos are up there. They're just gonna, be up there, man. Uh, that's why I just come on here and I rant and rave on certain shit that I watch on YouTube, and I rant and rave, man. Uh, ain't no point in me trying to prove a point, man. To try to make a whole chat room or a whole society or a whole platform to try to agree with me. All right. Yeah, I'll probably go live for a little bit longer, man. Probably like another 10, 20 minutes, man. The game's about to come on right now. Uh, USA and the Dominican Republic. Pretty good matchup, man. If you're into baseball, man, that's gonna be a good game. Uh, the Dominican Republic and USA. Pretty good game coming up at 9. Yeah, he is, man. Don't get. I mean, if you've been on YouTube, man, which a lot of y'all guys have been longer on YouTube than me, right? As far as what locals are, Cyrax, uh, there's a lot of people. I've seen it for firsthand. There's people trying to get Cyrax arrested, right? But then there's other people that want to exploit Cyrax for what he is, content, right? Both people are not bad, right? At first, I was under the impression, be like, man, oh fuck y'all people that are trying to make money off of Mark, y'all fuck y'all, right? But I'm like, nah, man, right? They're, as long as they're not praising the dude and they're making fun of the dude, man, let him get what he gets, right? The more people that make content off of him and make him and expose him for the true character that he is, that's what he needs, right? He needs people to go visit him at his stores, make him crash out to the point where he gets arrested. Right? That's what people want to see, man. Right? People want to see. If I was to go to Mark's store, right, make him crash out, right, make him get arrested. That's content right there for you, right? People want to get good laughs, right? They're not worried about how many fucking butt cheeks Mark took. All right, we already know that, right? We already know that. All right. So I think at this point, I'm putting the exposing side of finding victims and shit like that. Let the victims speak for themselves. All right. If the victims want to talk about it, they got my number. They can reach out to another platform if they want to tell their story, right? There's no point in me forcing the hand, right? Mark is literally a gold mine, right? The way I think about it now, he's like a Cyrax, man. Okay, I wanted to, expose him for his deviancy. Other people want to make content and make fun of him, right? Both are correct. Both I would go with both sides, right? But now it's like the victims, they want privacy, man. Right? They don't, how can I say, they're not making a big fuss about it. All right. The victims are not making a big fuss about it. So if they're not making a big fuss about it, then I'd be an idiot. How can I say, delusional idiot, right? To continue to press the issue. All right. Man, there's a lot of shit that, you know, I don't even know who this dude Top is, man. Right? But from the name Top, it don't sound right, man, because Mark is definitely a bottom, right? You got a top and then you got a bottom, right? They're telling you in the names. Pay attention. I'm Top and I'm bottom Mark. We a duo. He's the artist. I'm the manager. I'm the top, right? I'm the top that's dominant. I tell Mark where to go perform at. I'm the top. Mark is the bottom. So I don't really know too much about this Top character, man. I've never really watched the show. I don't, man. Honestly, I swear, I swear, man. I put my hand on the Bible right now, and I swear to tell you that I don't know who these guys. I don't watch none of their shows, man. It's been over a year that I don't tune into none of this shit, man. If, to me, it feels like a year. I don't know who's who, who's what. I don't know none of that, right? And I'm not gonna take myself to their side of town, right? And when I mean to their side of town, I'm not gonna go and search their channel, all right? And see, that's what people don't understand, man. That dude Mark, just do your research, man. Anybody that's on dialysis, it's just a matter of time before that liver goes out or that kidney, right? And kidneys. Could it be from Hep C? Or was it from that bath water they were drinking? That Jerry Gaskin bath water. That Jim Beam. Was that Mark's kidneys get all fucked up from drinking that Jim Beam from Jerry Gaskins. You know, Jerry Gaskin was nearly making that Jim Beam up in that bitch. $5. So you got, I mean, what's the cause of these medical conditions, man? Playing Russian roulette with them boys? You know that shit's bound to happen. Playing Russian roulette with them boys. One of them boys was gonna pop you. You didn't learn. You thought you were popping them boys, but them boys popping you, boy. All right, you were playing Russian roulette, playing with your life, man. All right. And hey, Jonathan Schwartz already told us, but we decided to pay attention to what we want to, man. Jonathan Schwartz done said victims lifetime health care. And as you can see, Mark got lifetime health care, man. You know, I don't like speaking about the ill, man, because I'm ill myself, man. Right? I get poison in my veins once a month. Right? But I don't document it, man. I don't show every time I get veins put in my, you know, I gotta go to the hospital every month, man. I get fusions. Right? I gotta sit. They put an IV in me, and I gotta sit there for 2 hours. Right? Where they feed me poison. Same thing Mark gotta get fed, poison, right? Poison. To try to keep us going. So it's just a matter of time, man. That's why, man, like, I'm kind of through, man. Like talking against the negativity, man. There's no point of talking about negativity, man. I fucking majority of my life growing up has been nothing but negativity. I'm through, man. Right? And the only negativity I have in my life was fucking going up in there and uploading and listening to this documentary, man. All right. It was more of trying to prove a point, right? Like, ain't nobody like you want me to stop, you're gonna have to come unalive me. Come catch you a body. All right. If you want me to stop on your terms, come stop me. All right. Come stop me. But I decided on my own terms. I'd be like, man, look, that's I'm through with all that fucking smut talking, man. Uh, let people let people decide for their own, right? Let people watch the unedited version and let them decide for their own, man. They don't need me to fucking uh convict them on their opinion on Mark, right? But I think there's different ways to skin a cat, man. There's different ways to skin a cat. Uh, different ways. There's no point of me bringing victims out, making them suffer, making their lives fuck up. You know, there's no point, man. Some of these guys, like Brad Lucas, his life got fucked up 30 years ago, man. That dude probably now has possibility, probably even has a grandkid, man. You know, we all have grandkids. I'm 40 something years old, and I have a 2, 3 year old grandson, right? So I can only expect somebody nearly, older than me, because I know Mark's, 50 something. I know what's his name, Gary. Gary's like 54, 55. Oh, Gary Sanders. Oh, Gary Sanders from Opelika too, right? Y'all need to look up Gary Sanders, right? And let y'all. I'm just throwing the names out there, man. All right, and let y'all. If y'all wanna go on the exposing route, I'm gonna go off making fun of the dude. All right, that's gonna be my content of Mark moving forward. All right, the locale like Cyrax. All right, I'm gonna react to his videos. Uh, more entertainment purposes instead of PG-13, right? Parental guidance type of shit. Uh, more for content, man. More for entertainment purposes. Like I said, man, I'm kind of through with the negativity stuff. Uh, laughs are positive, and shit. I'm not gonna be speaking on nothing that Mark ain't spoken to himself. All right. So if y'all interested, y'all go look up Gary Sanders from Opelika. His middle name is a farm animal. If you tell me the middle name, then I know you did your research. Y'all remember, man? Y'all remember what Charles Allen Hibbs said? He said he punched Gary Sanders and David Mendenhall. Y'all remember that, right? Hibbs said he stole off on boom, boom. He knocked out 2 of his boys, and he went straight to Mark. He went straight to gouge out Mark's eye. So, man, there's and I have to go with. And also, man, I see that the audience and the people want exposing entertainment. They don't want exposing like victim testimonies. They don't want that. Right? They don't want that. I guess in time they will, but at the moment they want to make fun of Mark. So I'm gonna go that route, man. Right? And just start doing reactions to his videos. Uh, the locale, man. Maybe I can go visit a store one day and get some content up. Ain't that something, man? That Gary Sanders is from Open Lake, Alabama as well. He's 54 years old or 55. He's from Opelika, right? And if you look deep enough, you might get a picture. And from that picture, you have to go, man. You have to do your investigation. Right? Gary Sanders from Opelika. He's a blood too. I know Mark hates the shit out of me, man. Right. Mark, he hates me with the passion. But it's how can I take it's bad, Mark. You gotta put some God loving up in you, man. All right. And Mark, what I want to know, man, is that I read a disciplinary report that said that you got caught with 5,000 Viagra pills. Why do you need so much Viagra pills in an all-male prison, man? Were all these 5,000 Viagra pills for self-consumption? Or were you the blue little pill man on the block at Limestone? Were you El Chapo supplying the little blue pills at Limestone to everybody? You got to question yourself, shit like that, man. Why would a man have all these fucking Viagra pills in an all-male prison? But what do you expect, man? What do you expect, man, playing Russian roulette with them boys? What do you expect? You put one in the chamber, you roll the chamber, and you give it a go. You got lucky once, you got lucky twice, but luck runs out. One of them boys, right, based off Jonathan Schwartz, man, Lifetime Healthcare, man. Man, I can explain to you my healthcare. My health, uh, man, I've had back surgery, right? Back surgery. Uh, my condition is literally genetics, man. Right? It's genetics. Uh, it's passed on, man, from my mother. Right? Genetics. It's not a genetic. You can call it a genetic disorder, because right, because it's a gene that's passed on to me that's fucking me up. But I can explain myself. Right? I can go fucking Google and understand more of my medical condition, right? On what to avoid, what to eat. Mine couldn't be. I couldn't. Mine wasn't preventable. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you, man. I could have put a fucking plastic head. I could have put a condom on me to protect my condition. Right? It's impreventable. Not like Mark. Right? Mark could have did everything he could, man, to get any kind of fucking lifetime disease. He chose not to. He chose to play Russian roulette. Right? And I guarantee them 20 years probably went by fast for that dude, man. Right? Because when you in there, how can I say, uh, kicking up ruckus, out of control, Time goes by quick, man. Right? What was Mark said, man? Mark was drinking Jim Beam, smoking, popping Xanax and Seroquels. Right? Mark was having a good time, man. So yeah, he had 20 years. But the 20 years probably went by fast, man. Right? To where anybody would have been like, fuck, man, I gotta do something to protect myself. I'm going back out there. Cause you only get bad kidneys, man. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, man. Some people are born with bad kidneys. Don't get me wrong. They get a lot of kidney stones and whatnot. But then there's a lot of self-inflicted, man. Right? Your kidneys are vital for you to, flush your organs out, man. Basically your filters. But the kidneys can't handle all the viruses and bacteria attacking them. Right? Preventable. Preventable with a piece of plastic. A piece of plastic could have saved you a lifetime of trouble. Right? Fuck, man. A piece of plastic, bro. When you think about it, you fucked up and jeopardized your life over a piece of plastic. There's a will, there's a way. Right? If you knew you were going to be making love to all them boys instead of smuggling in buglers and tops, you should have brought in some Jimmies, man. A pack of them fuckers. Right? That would have saved you a lot of headache down the road. Man, I hate getting personal experience, man. I hate getting shot up, man. I hate needles going into my vein. Right? And the motherfuckers get me sweating. They get me antsy. They get my heart rate going up. I don't like needles going in my veins. The nurses look at me. They're like, "You got all these tattoos. Why are you shaking and sweating for?" Because I don't like the way the needle feels, man. It's different. A needle going inside you feels totally different, man. You could actually feel that motherfucker going in you, right? Like somebody stabbing you, and they're not stopping until they feel like it. I hate it, man. Right? And then and then they flush your vein, and you get that smell of medicine through your nostrils. It's almost like fuck. That's weird, man. That they shoot you up with in your veins to flush out your veins, and you smell that medicine in your nostrils. You almost taste it, right? Like fuck, that's weird, right? I hate that, man. I wish I could have done everything and anything to try to prevent my condition to where I am at in life, man. Physical health, right? But I couldn't prevent it, man. There's nothing that I could have done other than not being born to not have this condition, right? It sucks, man, because uh, you look at the condition, right, and you look at the statistics. I look at my condition. I look at the statistics, right. My condition is higher rate. It's like in Northern Europeans, Indians, and that type of atmosphere, like over there, right? And then it's Hispanics and then whites, right? You can Google it, man. It's called ankylosing spondylitis, right? Just Google ankylosing spondylitis. Its name itself fucking throws you off, man. Be like, yeah, I got ankylosing spondylitis, right? But only if you fucking you got to know what it all means, man. It's an unpreventable condition, genetics, right? So just do your research, man. What's the lifespan on somebody that's going through dialysis? Ask yourself, man. All right. I don't want God to punish me, bro. All right. Ain't no telling what that man's going over there. I don't know what that man's going through. Only him and God knows. All right. Only him and God knows. Just like only I know and God knows what I go through. Right? Because he's the only one that knows the truth. Now you're right about that, man. Ain't got you. Ain't no friends out here, man. When you realize that, Mark, life will be a lot better for you, bro. All right. Life will be a lot better for you, man. When you stop looking for the validation and the acceptance of random people that you might have met in life, that have came through your life, you're gonna go. You're gonna waste your last days on this earth trying to validate yourself to people. Right? You're right. These people ain't your friends. We could talk about it. There's no friends, man. What friends do you think I have? Right? I don't have friends. Right? I don't know none of these people. The only people that I know is the people that I've physically seen with my own eyes. Right? So you are. I agree with you on that right there, man. These people ain't your friends. Right? You need to acknowledge that. You need to put that to practice, man. Right? Once you put that to practice, your last days on earth will be so enjoyable, man. Peaceful. All right. But when you continue to align yourself with characters that just want to make a mockery out of you, man, you're not going to go nowhere, man. All right. You've been sold and traded off like your boys. Look how many hands you done passed through. Those were your friends. Those are your friends, right? Your so-called friends. But like I said, man, when somebody goes through dialysis treatment, man, it's not a good sign, right? That means them kidneys are in failure, man. We can live with one. We can live with one kidney, but that kidney got to be good, right? Usually, when it's a disease, it attacks both the kidneys, both of them, right? One kitty might be at 30% usage. The other kidney might be at 10% usage. Eventually, that kidney is going to go to 0%, right? And eventually, it's going to be to the point where, fuck, you either get a transplant or you on that machine 24/7. And that's the hardcore reality. That's like limestone, right? That's just the hardcore truth reality, right? It sucks, man. It sucks. We're not immortal, right? We're not immortal, man. We're all gonna fucking go back to where we came from. Dirt. And that's why I'm kind of through with the negativity, man. Of trying to bring out all your skeletons out the closet. What's the purpose? Them skeletons got mouths of their own. They can speak up for themselves if they choose, right? If they choose to, man. Ain't no point in me forcing your skeletons to come out and talk about you. All right. I'm not going that route no more, man. As you can see, I stopped posting videos of trying to expose you. I'm putting the exposing on the burner and just making a reaction and content, right? Entertainment. Get a few laughs. Keep up to date with what you're doing. You're a locale now. They're like Cyrax. If it's not me, it's going to be 10, 20 other people. Right? It doesn't stop with me, man. Eventually, there's going to be somebody that's going to want to pick up where I left off. Right? The content is entertainment, man. You're a walking reaction. People tune in to see you crash out. That's where the entertainment's at, man. Of seeing you get out of character and mad and getting racing a ruckus and dropping bombs and woo 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 and you know like how you did when you showed your little nub and you try to get sympathy. I felt kind of sorry for you, man, but then I got a few laughs when you showed me your nub. You remember that video, man, when you and Hips were going at it? And you took off your Michael Jackson jacket, your Thriller. You had that little Thriller jacket on. All right. You sure the fuck thrilled me out. All right. I laughed. I had a sincere face on my face, but deep down I was laughing. All right. When you try to play off the emotions and try to show your little nub, you say, yeah, I lost this goddamn arm, man. That's gold right there, man. All right? That's what people nowadays want to see. Right? They don't want to hear testimonies, man. Maybe down the road. Right? But they want content like that, man. All right? And I think I've been going about it the wrong way. Entertainment purposes, man. We got to give the people what they want. Entertainment. You're no good to nobody locked up, man. I realize that. You're no good to nobody being incarcerated. Right? You're not going to give us no entertainment, man. Right? You're not going to give us any entertainment. We need you out here, man. I'm part of the we now. We need you out here. All right. We don't need you behind those brick walls, man. You're not gonna. You behind the brick walls will leave a lot of sad fans, man. We got to get you there, Mark. We got to get you the content creator, the social media personality that you want to be. We got to get you there, my bro. We got to get you there. And I'm going to contribute with starting to stay tuned in and watching your reaction, man. So you're the content, man. And when people would tell me that, I was like, man, fuck that. Y'all just want to make money off of this shit. And I'm like, man, well, let these people make money, man. Let them make their money, right? Why am I hating for? I've never been a hater. Why am I gonna hate, right? It took me time to realize that, man, that people nowadays want you to crash out, man. Right? Nowadays, they want the reaction coming out of you. So, Mark, moving forward, I will no longer be pursuing your skeletons to come out the closet. But apparently, what was the relationship between Gary Sanders and yourself, David Mendenhall, and Hips? What was the relationship in that dysfunctional prison gay bisexual family? Right? Because that's what it was. A gay dysfunctional prison family. Gay. You might say, nah, man, I was just gay for the stay. I was just temporary gay. Bily gay. Every week I was gay. All right. Any kind of fucking way you want to interpret it, right? You were gay. And you were in a gay prison dysfunctional family where y'all would pick and choose dominant roles. So what was the relationship between Brad Lucas, David Mendenhall, Gary Sanders, Jerry Gaskins, and yourself? Right. What do you think Gary said? Throw me something out there. What do you think old Gary said about you? Are you and Gary on good terms? Or are we gonna act like there's no Gary? So I'm through with as you could say, with the exposing part, man. That's trying to find your victims and having your victims come out and speak. I'm through with that. When I have time, I'll go check out your content and I'll do a reaction video of whatever you got going on, man. All right. And that's it as far as that goes, right? That's why I got that other channel, man. I think it's already reached 50 subscribers or 51. I tried to go live on that channel earlier. And it says I still need 50 subscribers. But it says I already have 51. So moving forward, man, this channel is not going to really be about you, buddy. That's why I got your Lamarckstein files over there. We can hold as much dialogue as you want over there on that channel. Like I said, I'm not trying to expose your skeletons, and I'm not trying to have you speak up on you no more, man. Right? That is too much negativity for me, man. I need a few more. I need a few laughs, man. Watch yourself too, man. I know. You going through your medical process and the health condition. It's a burden, man. And I give you how can I give you, man? I'm gonna give you credit, man. I'm being able to hold a gas station clerk job. I applaud you, man. I give you credit on that. All right, you're like a clerk's too. You got that in itself, man. Being a clerk, I can just imagine the stories you got to tell, man. All right, because I know when I hung out the store, I met a lot of characters, man, going through that front door of a store. And I'm just outside. They ain't even got to interact with me. You got to interact with each one of your customers, right? And I realize that, man, that there's no point in me trying to have your skeletons speak about you, man. If they want to speak about it, they'll do it on their own. I'll just speak up on the obvious, right? On the obvious. And basically the obvious would be just watching your content moving forward, man. All right, I'm gonna have to go in there and bite the bullet. Watch your content and just make a mockery out of it, man. For entertainment purposes, man. There's a lot of oh shit. Content, man. Right? I be going on random lives just talking shit, man. What are they gonna do? Dox me? So Mark Moore is, I, and I can say Mark Moore would be beneficial to a lot of people, man. Right? A lot of people will be making a lot more content off of him and give him the notoriety that he wants. Right? And that way I can keep up, like, how you doing with your health wise, man? You like to post everything as far as when you go to clinics and shit like that to try to gain sympathy and empathy off the viewers and shit. Right? So I'll just be able to, be able to tell, man, determine on how many times you go to the dialysis. I can kind of get an idea on how bad your situation is, man. All right. By no means am I a doctor, man, but I know that the more times you go to a dialysis per day, perfect example, man. You know El Mencho, the cartel boss that they got. One of the things that got him is that he was suffering from dialysis. He had to be on dialysis, man. So just imagine being a cartel boss and having to move your dialysis machine everywhere you go, man. And Mencho had dialysis, man. So a lot of people think that the man's just, he said, fuck it, man. Right? He was probably already on the verge of collapsing, man. Like I said, once you on dialysis, man, and there was talks about him being on dialysis on a daily. That's that's El Mencho, man. A cartel leader that has the funds and access and to have a medical team on call 24/7 to keep him alive. Right? But do you know the burden and the financials? Right? Not everybody is a mentor that they can have a dialysis hooked up to them, man. So instead of I don't know, man. Right? I see somebody getting closer to God, like myself, not religiously, not like getting closer, like religious, but like physically getting closer to God, right? Like physically, like fuck, I, I don't know how much longer I got, right? I'll be happy to make it a 50, right? I'm happy then. Really, man. If God lets me see my youngest son graduate and become a man, and let me see him like, okay, he's good, I'll be happy, man. Right? Uh, But I don't know if Mark has goals like that, man. I don't know if Mark's like, fuck, God, give me enough time to be able to see this, my child grow, my grandkid grow. I don't know what Mark's inspiration is, man. Right? But I shoot for a lot different, man. I plan to hopefully to be a little bit longer here with my family, man. All right. And the only way I can do that is by getting rid of the negativity, man. All right. Me digging up your skeletons, it's negative energy, man. Right? Because I'm going against God's Bible, man. Right? I'm going against God's word right there, right? Judge, right? What does it say? Cast the first stone if you ain't never sinned. Right? So if I'm getting close to God, I can't contradict myself, man. Right? That doesn't mean that I'm changing my opinion on how. No, I still feel the same about you, man. Right? But me continuing to push that negative energy on social media and trying to prove a point to where, like I said, it's not my point to be proven, man. I'm not your victim. I might not agree with what you did, but I'm not the judge. I'm not the jury, and I'm not the executioner, right? I'm not. So by me realizing that, I had to switch routes, right? And the way I came to this conclusion was God is social media, man, right? Cyrax. Cyrax is a perfect example, right? There's so many fucking channels making money off of Cyrax, man. So many channels. And then you got channels that want to get Cyrax locked up, sent them off to prison, right? Lock up Cyrax, right? And then you have the beef between these two people, right? The people that want to make him a mockery and make fun of him and who cares, right? I get that. And then the people that want to be like justice, right? So-called justice. But it's not my justice to claim or seek. Right? That's the mistake that I made, man. Of trying to seek justice that it's not my justice to seek, right? That's for the victims to seek their justice, not me. Right? I realize that. Right? That's why my videos are going to stay up. Watch me go through them, right? Uh, but as far as trying to find like Gary Sanders and Youngin and uh, Hips of that nature, expose it, right? I think Mark exposed himself more than anybody can. So why continue? Right? And it's basically the same shit over and over. Right? When it's mockery and fun, every day, every time Mark drops a video, it's a reaction. It's content, man. You go over there and dissect what the fuck he's doing. Go make fun of him. Right? Break him down mentally. Right? Not physically, mentally, spiritually. Right? That's what he wants. He wants notoriety. Well, then I'm gonna contribute to that now. I'm gonna link after I end this video. If y'all want to go see the videos that I'm not lying to you. There's videos of this dude with the new documentary, 300,000 views, 400,000 views, right? So that means 300, 4,000 people took the time to watch it to a certain extent. So the more you continue to be on social media, the more of a mockery you're going to be. And I think for you, that's going to hurt you more than hearing your victims. Because you're still looking for validation. A 50-something-year-old gang member still claiming a kid's gang, right? A grandfather, a father, instead of claiming yourself a civilian. Nothing wrong with being a civilian, man. Nothing wrong with being a civilian. Especially where you come from, right? You a shooter. You shot somebody. You a stomp down Damu or a Crenshaw Mafia. I don't know what you are, but you an OG. But we got to remember what that OG stands for. It's that old gay guy. It's that old gay. Right? The more you continue to be on YouTube, your status is going to elevate, man. You're going to elevate to the more notoriety that you want to become. They're going to give it to you, man. And like I said, there's a lot of people that, all right, people want to see your reaction, man. God dang fat soul. You got a 22-pound hot dog sitting on my lap, man. Motherfucker heavy. Baseball game's about to come on, man. So once I go live on that other channel, all more content and reaction videos will be over there, right? This channel, I want to get back to just ranting and raving on topics that I feel interesting, right? There's a lot of interesting topics, man, that I can insert myself in, talk about it. Like a lot of the fucking First Amendment auditors. A lot of them dudes claim to be educating, but it looks like a lot of the motherfuckers just be antagonizing and loitering in public areas, right? That's what basically a lot of them dudes do, man. Right? Because they're not fucking educating the citizens on the First Amendment. They're abusing the First Amendment. Basically to antagonize and get people to crash out, man. Right? The First Amendment gives them the freedom of speech and the freedom to record in public spaces with certain restrictions, right? They can't be eavesdropping on people's private conversation and shit like that, right? But that makes it kind of hard because people can be walking on their phone and having an intimate conversation, and these guys are just filming, right? So that's a violation of the First Amendment, right? If I'm having a personal, business, intimate conversation, and this guy's out here filming in public, yeah, I'm in public, but if I'm over here in the corner and I'm having a fucking, and you want to come over here and bother me because you see me over here in the corner, right? And you're using the First Amendment to try to get your rocks off. Ain't no telling what a lot of these dudes are recording that shit for, man. Right? I seen a dude earlier that claims to be a First Amendment auditor. This chick was going in the post office, and all you could see was this guy zooming in to her crotch area and her ass. Right? Now that has nothing to do with the First Amendment. Right? That comes down to more like a voyeurism, upskirt type of shit. Right? Candid filming, voyeurism, a fetish, right? But somehow these guys were able to use the First Amendment to disguise their true intentions, right? Film people's moms, people's wives, people's sisters, people's daughters in public spaces, right? I'm gonna, I'm gonna do reaction videos to them, those pieces of shit, dudes, right? That they claim that they're educating the citizens, but in really they're just antagonizing and fucking loitering, right? There's no reason to be applying the First Amendment in post offices, grocery stores. What's the purpose of it, right? Other than to antagonize and get a reaction out of somebody, right? Because if you were deeply in morals and try to educate people on the First Amendment, there's plenty of drug-ridden areas in every fucking community, man, right? That you can go over there and educate people about the First Amendment, right? Go clean up the area. Go clean up the prostitution, right? The drug dealing, the break-ins, the robberies, the homelessness, right? The loitering, the harassment. If you want to put yourself out there and bother ordinary citizens that are just doing ordinary daily tasks and errands like going to the post office, going into their vehicle, coming out of a retail establishment, nothing out of the ordinary, right? Nothing illegal is being done. But you got these characters filming women, right? And man, right? I brought it to one dude's attention. I'm like, man, your camera sure was zooming in. He goes, no, that's self-adjustment. That camera self-zooms. I said, bullshit, man. Blame it on the hardware, right? Because the camera only zooms in on faces and on known objects, right? A known object is a car, right? If you zoom a camera towards a known object like a car, it will start focusing and zooming in, right? It's auto zoom, right? Or if you put a phone or a camera to somebody's face, it's going to try to zoom in to try to get the best view, right? That's normal. But it doesn't do that when you're looking at somebody's crotch, right? That auto zoom is fucking basically that guy's eyes popping out, basically undressing that female. Don't get me wrong, man. There's nothing wrong with looking at a beautiful woman, right? If that's your thing and you're single, go ahead, man. Right? And but when you go beyond lusting, like basically you're basically undressing this female with your eyes, man. That's perverted, man. Right? That's somebody's wife, mom, daughter. Right? Have some respect. Right? Yeah, you can say, oh, she shouldn't be wearing such provocative shit. Right? But then that goes back to the victim blaming. She shouldn't have wore a short skirt. Right? Or she shouldn't have got drunk. Right? I don't know about these First Amendment auditors, man. A lot of them, don't get me wrong, maybe one or two is probably trying to educate the masses, but a lot of them are antagonizing, man. Ain't no telling what they're publicly recording and what they're doing with that video in the privacy of their homes. Right? I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of these guys that are into that voyeurism. Right? Like Mark Moore. Here goes another one. The definition of voyeurism, right? Mark Moore was a voyeurism in the simple fact that he will go gunning with another dude. Right? And what is gunning? He would go and literally touch himself, fondle himself, looking at a guard, female guard. Right? This female guard was totally dressed. Right? These female guards are not wearing nothing provocative other than a state issue uniform. Right? But you had Mark go on these Voyagers missions, him and his buddy that was a Crip, and go gun these officers down. Right? These officers are not doing nothing out of the ordinary. They're just putting in an ordinary 8-hour shift in a prison environment. Now, does that give Mark and his buddy the right to voyeurism on the officer? No, it doesn't, right? That's the same thing these guys are doing in public, right? Voyeurism disguised with applying the First Amendment, recording in public spaces, right? This video of this guy, this woman was mad, right? Because she's being filmed. This guy keeps on filming her crotch area and her butt. What is this guy going to do with that video down the road? Is he going to go put on a pigskin mask on? Rub all the baby oil or lotion on him? Put the lotion in the basket type of motherfucker? All right. What are they doing with this publicly recorded video footage that they're doing off the public? They post it online. He posts the thumbnail of the chick. And of course, man or pervs, right? I'm a man, right? They're going to click on it and read it and listen to the story. Right? I'm like, these guys are just antagonizing, harassing. Okay, is this guy really educating? Are these guys really educating the citizens of their community, or are they victimizing the citizens of their community? All right? Because all I seen was a dude filming a female that was doing nothing out of the ordinary. Filming her intimate parts. Yes, they were clothed. But perverts don't eat that much, man. Right? Look at Mark. Mark literally told us and he would go gunning. Him and another. They're not talking about we're going to go skipping rocks with another dude. No, we're going to go get our rocks off to whatever's over there right? 100 meters, sniping, getting the rocks off on a female guard that's all clothing, right? She's not wearing anything like that you would say that's provocative or be like, damn man, right? Everything of that is going to be up to your imagination, right? You're looking at a female clothing. So now in your sick, twisted mind, you have to imaginate, right? What else is there? I've been locked up. I had to imaginate past relationships to get off. That's normal, right? But what's not normal is fucking going on sniping missions, man. Voyagerism, right? So when I see this shit, when I see these First Amendment auditors filming these females, the first thing I'm like, man, these guys are fucking down low, found the fucking uh it's not a loophole because the First Amendment is the First Amendment, right? But the way they're applying the First Amendment, the way they're using it, right? Recording people in public places. I just don't, and I've been going back and forth with this one dude, man, on this fucking channel, right? And I'm like, dude, it seems like if you really wanted to do this shit, man, like the First Amendment, go to the crime ridden, right? And he goes, yeah, I did that at the beginning, man, but they would chase me. And I'm like, oh, you're a real piece of shit, man. I mean, you're a real life creep then, bro. You know why? Because you want people to understand you and have sympathy that you feel vulnerable for what you're doing, right? So apparently you know what you're doing is wrong, that you feel vulnerable, that when you go to the crime-ridden area, they chase you off, right? So if you feel vulnerable, how do you feel the people you're antagonizing in public feel? Are these guys really educating them or victimizing these females or males? Right? YouTube is full of fucking bullshit, man. Right? And a lot of it's themselves, it's what they put out. There's like the self-confession, like Mark's self-confession. These people record this shit and they don't expect people to call them out on it. Right? I get the freedom of speech, man. But the recording of public spaces, there got to be some kind of boundaries or guidelines to that type of shit, man. You know, like well, what's there has to be what's the purpose, man? It has to be okay. Are you educating or antagonizing? Because if you're antagonizing, you're loitering, and then then you become a public nuisance, disturbing the public peace. I understand that people are uneducated with the First Amendment, right? The freedom of speech. I get the freedom of speech, right? People shouldn't be censored on what they should be able to say and not, right? But at the same time, uh, there should be guidelines to what people can record and not record, man. If you're recording somebody's facial, fine. They're in public spaces, right? That's cool, right? But when you want to film in public spaces and concentrate on women's intimate parts, like their breast, crotch, their rear end, there has to be some limits to that, man. Right? Because at the end of the day, with so much artificial intelligence going on, who's to say that they don't crop those videos and have those videos uh, do compromised things, right? There's a lot of apps that you just have to pay that let you do certain stuff, man. All these free apps for free AI, they have limitations. You're limited on what you can and can't do, right? But there's other apps that are paying apps that you're not limited, right? You can have these guys do kissing each other. There's no limitations, man. So anybody that has any kind of personal recording of you can manipulate it, right? So there has to be something, man. People can't just be fucking running around recording your mom, my daughter, your daughter, my wife, your wife, for their own self gratification in the privacy of their homes, right? Because they're filming everything in public, but what are they doing with the films and footage that they recorded in public in the privacy of their homes, right? Only God knows in them, and they know what they're doing with the footage they recorded. So there's a lot of deviance, man. YouTube is full of deviance, and I said I had enough of my Mark Moore deviancy. I passed the baton to anybody who wants to have it, they can have it. I'm through. You know what I mean? As far as the exposing goes, right? So that's why I'll just come on and rant and rave uh, about topics that bother me, man. Right? And that's how, just like how I'm explaining to you this First Amendment auditing motherfuckers. That's how I got inserted into the Mark Moore, right? I feel passionate about it, man. Right? I don't think anybody should be recorded without their consent, man. Right? Especially now, especially nowadays, man, with so much AI and so much, voyagerism going on, with so much evil stuff in the world, man. Right? If it was publicly recorded for like a Christian video or even any kind of religion video, hey, man, it's doing something positive, right? Why not? But nowadays, man, you don't even know what your image can be used for, right? They can have you saying compromised stuff and compromised position that, hey, man, that's you. You said that, right? So there's a lot of stuff, man, that I see a lot of people doing, man, and I'm just gonna start expressing my opinion on it, just like I did with the Mark Moore, right? Uh, that's how I came across Mark Moore, just being on YouTube and finding something uh, I felt was wrong. That's how I came across that fucking rabbit hole, right? So as you can see, he comes over here. He sent the message, and I don't know if that's the real. I think that's the real him, man. The real Mark Moore show. I think it's him, man. So apparently he be watching my shit, man. Right? And I don't need it to get a reaction out of everybody. I just need to get a reaction out of him. That's all. That's all that matters, right? Right? Is to be able to get a reaction out of him, right? I don't care if I get a reaction out of anybody else other than him, because in reality, all my videos, and like how I was talking to him earlier, are meant for him, right? Not for nobody else. All my videos are titled Mark Moore. They're for you, right? They're for you, man. I dedicate them and I write them all for you. they're they're for you, man. Right? So moving forward, once I'm hopefully by tomorrow, man, or sometime in the week, I can go live in that other channel. And that other channel will be nothing but Mark Moore, man. Over there we go live. It'll be Mark Moore uncensored. All right. over there is just going to be a reaction. I don't know what it's going to be, man. It's just going to be a channel of him, man. Right? Over here is just going to be me talking nonsense on whatever I feel like talking, man. My channel. All right. Uh, y'all have a good one. It's time to watch the game. Catch y'all later in a couple of days. Maybe next week. I don't know. Uh, I'll, I'll I'll randomly pop up, chop it up, and that proves right there another thing, man. That these guys, they just they gotta come over here, man. They gotta come get a taste of it, man. All right. They gotta come and let me know that my presence bothers them, makes them feel some type of way, right? Because they gotta come and drop a comment, right? So I did my job for the day, man. All right. I got you to comment and react. Uh, Hopefully we can have some more interaction and more uh, content creator collaborate. What's it called? Collaboration. We can collaborate together from one content creator to another. Right? We can collaborate from one content creator to another. Right? Uh, so if you want me to react to any of your videos, tag me, man. That way, you know, let's collab. Tag me on it, and we'll go from there. But tag me on my other channel, man. Right? This channel is just gonna be uh, ranting and raving about random shit. Uh, Not gonna really have no game plan when I come on here, other than whatever's on my motherfucking mind. All right. If you don't like it, I don't know what else to tell you, man. But I do got some. I mean, I got something else going on, man. But I'm just want to know how I want to play about it and go about it, right? Because it's a real good, sensitive topic, uh, and I don't want to fuck it up, man. Right? I want to. Hopefully, it can build something off of that, and it's maybe something small can go further, man, and it can reach. You know what I mean? The whole prison system instead of for something that big to happen, it has to start small somewhere, man. Right? And I'm talking about two fractions, right? Of getting two fractions to sit at the table and, hold some cordial dialogue, man. You know, to see if maybe it can come to some peace in Texas between these two fractions, right? Because Texas is big, man. You know, there's a lot for everybody in Texas, right? So I got something, man, but I'm still trying to brainstorm on how to do it, man. You know what I mean? Because when you speaking with active people that are active, man, you got to be careful, man. Right? You don't want to get yourself in trouble, and you don't want to get them in trouble with anybody. Right? But my thing is more of a unity and peace. You know what I mean? Between these two fractions from Texas. I don't know how, but I know it'll be something positive, man. But it has to start somewhere small. You gotta have, what the Bible say, man. You gotta have faith the size of a mustard seed. So, a mustard seed is real small, man. So anything that comes to fruitation, like a good bearing fruit tree, it all started at one point as a seed, man. So something so small might turn into something fruitacious, man. Just on the way it goes and the way it gets presented. Because you know it's not really complicated, man. Because one faction uh, becomes a civilian once they get released, and another faction continue even through after they get released, right? So even through you can get one active, it's still gonna kind of be hard to try to get an active, other than unless that active is coming from the prison, right? So there's a lot of variables that I have to think and you know on how I want to do it, man. But I think it'd be a good thing, man, for unity amongst everybody in Texas, and to try to get an understanding that, man, that we're all the same, man. We're all from Texas. You know, I'm proud to be from Dallas, but I'm even prouder to be from Texas, right? So that's why I created that other channel for I can move everything. I'm not gonna move it. It's too much trouble to try to move all my content over there to that other channel. I'll move some of the videos over there in time. Videos are gonna stay up. Hopefully, like I said in the past, the more videos that are out of that subject of the Mark Moore and are just something totally different, we'll probably start, archiving and cataloging all my older videos of Mark. So appreciate it, y'all. Good fucking with y'all and rocking with y'all today. I'll catch y'all. I don't know, man. Uh, Apparently, when I have another good day or something, when I'm in a good mood or something, and I feel like venting. Today, I just really wanted to vent about the what's it called, my First Amendment auditors. So, y'all have a good one. I'll catch y'all later. Well, hold on, man. One more thing. Never mind. Later.